RMP cars.
Maybe Captain Claire and her team drove them here?
Leave this to me! Here I go!
Sorry to keep you waiting for so long.
Oh.
You're not in uniform.
I'd be something of a walking target if we were to travel to any Alliance-ruled area. This outfit doesn't look too strange on me, does it?
No, absolutely not.
You just look so different in it that it took me a moment to recognize.
Yeah, it really suits you.
Thank you.
Feel like I'm surrounded by horny teenagers all of a sudden.
Can't blame a guy for falling for a pretty girl, Fee.
I think this is one mystery about humans I'm content not trying to...
You're all ready to depart then?
Dad!
I've given my subordinates their orders. They will be backing you up as best they can in my absence. Should you need anything, let them know. They will be able to get in contact with me.
Very well. Leave everything here to us. In return, I will be counting on you to support the young lions of the Academy.
I will, sir.
Elliot, I'm astounded by just how much stronger you've become. You might not appreciate me saying this, but everything you've done has just confirmed in my mind that sending you to Thor's was the right choice after all.
Honestly, Dad, I feel the same way. It wasn't what I wanted to do originally, but if not for enrolling there, I never would have met all of my friends. So while I couldn't imagine I'd ever feel this way at the time, I'm really grateful to you now.
I'm glad to hear that. Looking at you now, it's clear that you're finally ready to forge your own path. As such, once this war is over, and this nation, if you still wish to live your life as a musician, you will have...
You actually...
I'm true to my word. You needn't rush to decide what you... I imagine that if you keep fighting alongside your classmates, you will eventually... And a choice reached after long, serious thought is not one you will regret.
Thanks, Dad. To tell you the truth, I'm really not sure what I want to do anymore. But by...
That's my boy. Well, I wish all of you luck and...
Thank you.
Bye then.
The best to you too, sir.
Take care, Dad.
targets. Mirror devices activate. Orbital laser fire.
I did it!
You went up a rank. Here's a little something from the guild. Keep it up. You did all right, I guess.
Look at them flying around without a care in the world. Black kites? Or maybe hawks?
Right.
My turn.
This is the way, right?
Follow the cliff round here, and we'll come out into an open area.
5 predetermined classes.
Well, I'm fine with that. Whatever, I don't care. I'm still gonna be a man. I'm gonna be a spell princess. You peasants can swing your swords. I'm shooting magic. Yeah. I'm still gonna be a spell princess, okay? God. They don't call them a pillow prince, they're called pillow princess.
You couldn't
So
use
I'm
the
gonna be a
railway,
spell
so that
princess.
just leaves.
Bite me. That's why I got the name. I was like, they call them pillow princesses, so I'm gonna be a spell princess. And no, Bolts, I cannot pull out my horse, because apparently I do not have a horse.
We're almost there. Gate.
So I have to traverse this long, annoying map on fucking foot. Ah.
We're finally here.
Well, fan-fucking-tastic. That doesn't help me now, though, does it? No. I had to do that all on fucking foot. Do I look like I just walk across maps? No, no, I don't.
It sure is imposing.
And well guarded, too.
I was going to do. I was actually
Not surprised.
gonna split my
Doubt that was
stream
the first
tonight.
battle to take place here since
I
the
am
war
going
started.
to do this, yes, but we're gonna start by playing Ys versus Legends of Heroes. I downloaded the
Stop
ROM
Lieutenant
and the
General's
English
able to
patch,
work with
and we're
us.
gonna play that tonight a little bit before the American port finally comes to Steam later this year.
Whoa, hang
And
on,
then we'll
we're
play
a bunch
this.
of
So we're gonna
civilians
just do a
like
double
doing
feature
this.
Legend of Heroes night.
You sure don't look like you're from the settlement.
But I've been wanting to check it out before the remake comes out because I really want to, like, it's supposed to be Smash Brothers with Ys and Legends of Heroes
Please
characters.
wait. We
Now,
come in
it's a
peace.
PSP game, so I'm assuming it's only up to 0 or Crossbell. I don't think
While
we
I
have
may
any
not be
characters
traveling in
past that
military uniform,
because Cold Steel
if
was
at all
Vita.
possible, we'd like to request a meeting with
However,
Lieutenant
I'm
General
going to
Vanda.
assume the remaster is probably going to add
You're the icy
new
maiden?
characters. But we're gonna play the OG
The
one
rest of us are students at Thor's Military Academy.
just to see what it's
we only
like,
just arrived at the Highlands.
because it's described as Smash Brothers.
Thor's, you say?
Oh, we've been playing Vita games for a while, Pierce, and PSP. In fact, last year I streamed the Digimon Vita game, and later this year we're going to be doing the Tales of Hearts R Vita game.
Wasn't there
It's
a bunch of
really
students from
easy
Thor's who came here?
to,
Now that you mention it,
emulate.
Rest assured, they are exactly who they claim to be.
Yeah. I don't know which one you were using, but for the Vita I use, I don't know, I think it's called Vita 8 or something like that, and then there's a PSSSPP whatever emulator, and that's what I use for PSP. Yeah, it's been working great, Pierce. The only one I have trouble getting working, and I haven't downloaded it yet this time, is the Xbox and Xbox 360. Those two emulators I struggle getting to work. Yeah, if you
It has been some time.
When I, before I wrap up my stream, hold on. Let me do something real quick. Okay, emulators. So, the Vita one is called Vita 3K. Vita 3K. And the way you get them to work is if you're having trouble getting the games on them, what you do is, unlike most of the Vita ROMs, you don't unzip the game. You load the zip file. So you go to open up 3K, and then it'll say load up the thingy. You click on the zipped file, and it all unzips it into the Vita for you. And then the PSP one is PPSSPP Windows. Yes, and then you go to load game, and then you find the zipped game wherever you put it, and then it handles it from there. Trust me, it took me a little bit. It definitely was yeah. I had to use a
I presume those of you I don't recognize are classmates.
a README file, so I knew how to do it.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Good day, General.
Of course, Pierce. You're very welcome.
I'm impressed you were able to make it here.
A huge supporter of emulators. I don't care what any person tells you out there. Pirating this, blah, blah, blah.
Come. It would be my
If you don't want us to do this, you don't want us to pirate your games, you don't want us to download emulators, then fucking make your games available. Don't lock them on consoles. Oh, well, that's a Vita game, so unless you have a Vita, you'll never get to play it again. Like, no. Well, then put them on some kind of, do something. Put them somewhere where we can still play them without the hand. Like, no, you're not going to do that. Then I'm going to fucking, I'm going to pirate everything. Kiss my ass. That's why I hate Nintendo. PlayStation, most companies nowadays are all fine with emulators. It's Nintendo now who's the fucking problem. Nintendo's, and exactly, like, so, and you know what? A lot of these older discs, like PlayStation games, those discs don't hold up well. Do you know how easy it was to scratch a PlayStation disc and make it unplayable? It wasn't that hard. Those little black discs, the underside, it was so easy to, like, yeah, seriously, those discs were horrible quality. It was so easy to destroy a Sony disc without even trying. I am very careful with my games, and I went through 2 copies of Final Fantasy VII. Where did that all just come from? Is that because he's got a patch on his eye? You racist asshole. Pirates have feelings too. No, and honestly, we own Nintendo even less now because I don't know what happened to them over the last couple of years, but they have turned into like money grubbing fucking pieces of shit. Okay, so it's just talking about it. But that's cool, by the way. I'm excited. So One Piece is for kids opening we were talking about. Oh, I see. One Piece pirating games. Okay, no, I make the connection now. That makes sense. Okay, I'm following you now. I'm not afraid to pirate at online friends we don't own. No, we don't. Nintendo has turned into a horrible company. The CEO would be rolling in his grave right now. He believed that gaming was for everybody and that gaming should be like loved and played by everybody, that families should sit down and enjoy it together. People should be able to play and express themselves, and Nintendo's turned into everything that it didn't stand for, and it's horrible. They're putting out games that are like not finished. They refused, until Switch 2, refused to do anything about their hardware. They were fine not being graphically as powerful as all the other consoles, which in my opinion, I mean, yeah, I get it, that's fine. But can you imagine seeing a beautiful Unreal Engine like Pokemon game or Legends of Zelda? Like, Nintendo has these franchises that would look stunning in some of these new engines we have out there, and they're just not doing anything about it until now. The Switch 2 apparently is supposed to be as graphically powerful as the PS5, from what I understand. Oh, the Switch 2 is on par with the Steam Deck. Capable of 4K output and 1080p resolution. Supports up to 120 frames per second in handheld, and when docked, 1080 to 1440. Features a custom NVIDIA processor and hardware ray tracing for enhanced visuals. So yes, it is a very powerful console for the first time ever from Nintendo. Lugnir. It puts it somewhere between a 4 and a 5. So we'll say it's about as powerful as a PlayStation 4.5. No, that's what they said. They said they were aiming for a more modern day console this time around. Of course, when it's in its handheld mode, it's going to see a decline. But from what I understand, the decline is not going to be nearly as significant as the Switch was. So we're even getting all 3 Final Fantasy VII games on the Switch too, which the Switch could not run. So that should just already tell you guys how much better the Switch 2 is going to be running than the Switch 1. going to be running the Final Fantasy VII trilogy. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not going to rebuy it for the Switch, but for those who don't have the new consoles but are getting the Switch too, that's cool because now they'll be able to play the Final Fantasy VII franchise. I hope they put 9 on there too. The 9 remake is going to be everything. And now that the father of Final Fantasy is back in Square, apparently they're like in talks of finally knocking out Final Fantasy X-3 and decanonizing the book. Because the guy who, Akira, whatever, not Akira, I'm sorry, that's not his name. That's the guy who does Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Quest. The father of Final Fantasy is back with Square Enix after being fired from there for the failure of 10-2 and Spirits Within. And then he went off to make his own company and like showed them that he was still a success even after 2 failures because he's amazing. Anyway, he's back now, and apparently he had full intentions of, for the first time ever, doing 10 as a trilogy. And 10-3, I think, was supposed to go and see Jekt and his time in Spira, but I'm not fully positive because there wasn't much info on it. But from what I do understand, he had full intentions of making 10-2, 10-3, excuse me. Yeah, he's the father of turn-based games, actually. Yeah. That's, yeah. Oh my god, Lugnir. He could not have been a better casting choice. So you were talking about how you wanted to give the One Piece live action a try. Season 2, they just confirmed Joe Manganiello is going to be in it as one of the characters. He's going to be playing Crocodile. He's a leader of pirates. He's like this giant crocodile. Oh my god, they could not have picked a better person to play him. That is fantastic. Not only can Joe act, okay, but he's got the build, and he's a massive nerd. He plays Dungeons and Dragons with like with fucking Vin Diesel and what's his face from Big Bang Theory and Star Trek, Will Wheaton. Joe is a massive nerd who just happens to look like a fucking Magic Mike guy. No, not Sheldon. Will Wheaton. He got his start on Star Trek as a boy genius. And he's Sheldon's rival. I heard about that one, Lugnir, but I haven't watched it. I've seen clips of him playing live, and he's very funny. Joe gets really into D&D. I also like watching that D&D campaign with the RuPaul girls that are the drag queens that play D&D. Oh my god, they're hilarious. Monet Exchange cracks me up.
Yeah!
This is so cool! It feels like we're one with the wind.
I'm a half-giant rogue. Oh my god. Oh my god. A giant as a rogue? What? No, stop it. He did not. No. Oh, he must have had some serious difficulty rolls and penalties for being a half-giant. He had to have some, like, serious stealth checks and stuff.
The settlement's to the left of here.
We can finally see Gaius' home.
Oh, he didn't play a rogue. Okay. I was gonna say, a giant rogue would absolutely suffer penalties. Sneaking and stealth. From their size and heavy footsteps, they would definitely suffer penalties. But he made the that's funny, I like that.
You think we'll find Gaius there?
If they've started evacuating, it's hard to say.
Yeah, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is getting a lot, Ubisoft is pissed. Ubisoft is not happy because, most of the crew that made Expedition 33 are from their company, that were fired from Ubisoft and then turned around and made this. Ubisoft is pissed. A couple of other companies are actually really mad. Square Enix is annoyed because fans are like, see, look, Square, we do want turn-based games, blah, 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 blah. And, like, Square is not happy about it. It's the same thing that happened with Baldur's Gate. Several big AAA companies were very angry at how well Baldur's Gate outsold their own games. And it's just like, you know why these games are doing good. It's because they're the games we've been asking for. We have been asking for a beautifully turn-based RPG for years, and you all just insist that they're not popular anymore, yet indie companies are producing well-selling turn-based games. Like, I don't understand, like, why you don't listen. Like, it's almost like these AAA companies are trying to ruin themselves at this point. It's like, they're asking us what we want. We tell you we want turn-based, and you're like, but that's not what you want. But it is what we want. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You are asking us what we want. We are telling you we want turn-based, and you're telling us, no, we don't. So then why are you fucking asking us? Because it's quite clear you don't care what we want. And then you want to blame us when your game doesn't sell. It didn't sell because it's not what we wanted. Suicide Squad failed Warner Brothers because we didn't want a loot shooter. We wanted Batman Arkham with Suicide Squad characters, which is what you teased, and then last minute said, no, fuck you, loot shooter. We told you it would fail. We told you we didn't want a loot shooter Suicide Squad game. And then when it failed, you turned around and blamed us, who loudly, very loudly told you we did not want this game. And I don't get it. It frustrates, you're AAA fucking companies. And, like, you're not listening to us, and then you don't understand why your game doesn't sell. But then a small, dinky indie company with 12 people can turn around and produce a game that sells thousands of copies, and then you don't understand why? It's because the indie companies listen. They're making the games that they want, that we want. You're just making games you think we want. No, yeah, that was... Dude, seriously, Ubisoft, they have so many good games in their, like, old repertoire that we have been wanting for years, and we have been wanting a new Rayman game for how long? A really long time. Really long time. In fact, can we discuss that probably Rayman 1, 2, and 3 are long overdue for remasters at this point in time? Do it! Make a Rayman trilogy remaster. I guarantee you it would sell like motherfucking hotcakes. And then make Rayman 4, which is what we've been waiting for a very long time. Naughty Dog, Give us a new Jak and Daxter, or at least remaster the first Jak and Daxter. We've been telling you we want Jak and Daxter for years, but you just don't do it. You just don't do it. Square Enix is getting points because they're keeping Final Fantasy IX's remake turn-based. They're not changing it. 9 is going to... They're adding a ton more dialogue and story to flesh out the script, but gameplay will remain the way 9 was. Your skills will be learned from your equipment, and it will still be a turn-based combat system. But I think they said something about implementing a speed-up, kind of like how 10-2's combat system is a little faster. I think they were talking about doing something like that, but not going in the direction of 7. And in my opinion, I don't feel like an action RPG for 9 would work. I feel like they would have to remain turn-based. I don't feel like the characters in 9... I just can't see them fighting in the 7's remake style. Like, Zidane I could, but like Vivi hopping around like Aerith, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. Armorant maybe going around like Tifa, yeah, okay, possibly. But Aiko, again, like there's just, some of the characters just, it wouldn't work. I'm just trying to imagine a little tiny Vivi hopping up and down with his staff trying to cast spells against giant creatures, and I don't see it. I need it to stay turn-based. Seriously, Titus would be, not Titus, Zidane, excuse me, Zidane. He would be just jumping all over the goddamn fucking screen with his, like, spinning around with his twin blades, chopping up everybody like a pinwheel. He'd be hopping around like a fucking monkey on speed.
Thanks. Okay. Try this.
I'll handle it.
It did work, and you know why it worked for Final Fantasy VII? Because all of those characters are, I guess I would say, built for action combat, you know what I mean? Like, even in the Advent Children movie, everybody was, like, very active in their fighting. Even Barret, who just fights with a fuck, and, like, Yuffie fucking twirling around and teleporting. Oh my god, that was so much fun. I loved playing as Yuffie.
Here I go.
Curse you!
Right. Sweet dreams!
I'll handle it.
And I feel like 8 would also, if they were going to remaster 8, or, no, remake, if they remake 8 ever, they need to drop the draw system, drop the level scaling, because that was stupid. The level scaling made it impossible to level up. I hated that shit. And make it action. Action combat would work really good in that game. I feel like 8 could follow in 7's footsteps. But 9, yeah, that's what I'm saying. 9 has to be turn-based. Because, well, first of all of the characters are very tiny, except for Amarant, Quinn, and Freya. Oh, and Steiner. Like, Vivi and Zidane. Zidane's always hunched over, because he's supposed to be like a monkey-ish inspired character. Vivi's tiny, because he's a doll. And then Eiko's a little girl, and Garnet's just a young princess. So, like, and then the other 3 characters, so it just wouldn't, I can't picture them in a action combat system. I could C9 in a 12 style, with like how Vaughn and all of them move around. I could see it kind of like that if they wanted to go in that direction, but definitely not action, full action. It wouldn't work. Because it's a more of a tradition. Yeah, 9 felt more like a traditional Final Fantasy. It kind of felt like it went back to like Final Fantasy 4 and 5 and 6, where 7 and 8 were more like 10 and more in the futuristic kind of vibe. And then 15 was just basically Devil May Cry Final Fantasy Edition.
Leave it to me.
Like literally, like let's be honest. They took Devil May Cry's 5 combat. They did, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. But Final Fantasy 15's combat had help from the Devil May Cry team. Which is why Devil May Cry's newest game, number 5, the combat system felt very similar to 15. It's because it was the same team. I liked 15. I don't understand the hate that 15 gets. The only part about 15 I didn't like was the draw system. Because they brought that back again, and I fucking hate it. I fucking hate the draw system. I think it's absolute trash. I thought the combat was fun. I liked it. Clive. Was that 16? That was 16, right? Clive was a cool character. I just didn't like... So for me, I need a team. And in 16, you got teammates, but like only sometimes. Most of the game was just Clive, and I don't like that. If you're gonna, you can't drastically change the entire foundation of Final Fantasy. You want to go action, that's cool. I'm fine with an action combat system. 16 was fun. But don't take away my teammates. Don't take away my teammates. Don't. Like, that pissed me off more than anything. I don't need to play as them. That's fine. Okay? I don't have to be able to play as them. I'm okay with that. But don't fucking take away my teammates. Okay? Final Fantasy has always been a band of outcasts fighting against for the greater good. Do not take away my fucking combat teammates. That is the only part of 16 that bothered me. And the status effects. There was no status effects. So you didn't really have any magic. Like, you didn't have... That was another part I didn't like, was the magic system. Those were the only 2 problems with 16 I had. Other than that, I loved 16. But give me back my magic system. Give me back my teammates. Gaius! So Kingdom Hearts actually, Pierce, is Kingdom Hearts 1 is supposedly getting a remaster. Or remake, excuse me, remake. And, from what I understand, Kingdom Hearts 4 is on delay. Because, yes, so, a year ago, a massive list of games coming to the Nvidia Shield were leaked.
I'm just glad I'm not too late.
And so far, every one of those games has been confirmed and has released since. The only 2 we are waiting on at this point, in 3 we are waiting on, is the announcement for Final Fantasy Tactics Remake. 9 has basically been confirmed. And the Kingdom Hearts Remake. Those were the only 3 games on the list that we haven't 100% heard from. However, Tactics and 9 have both been basically confirmed without being confirmed. It's kind of hard to put, it's hard to say, but yeah, basically Tactics and 9 are definitely happening. Kingdom Hearts 1 we're still not sure about, but we're even less sure about 1 now because the voice of Sora is in a lot of trouble right now because he's anti-Semitic. He got drunk, got pulled over by a cop, and said a bunch of anti-Jewish, like, crap. It was disgusting and very shocking because
I wasn't expecting a horseman to come to their aid.
I love that kid.
Well played.
I grew up with that kid. I started watching him in Sixth Sense, and I have watched him ever since. He had his stint in The Boys. He, like...
Still, that's how you want to do
I love
things.
him. And then to find out that he got pulled over a week or two ago,
This is the
drunk,
platoon.
and went off on a giant anti-Jewish rant. Square came forward and said that because of this, Kingdom Hearts 4 is now delayed.
Acknowledged.
Because they're
Work
trying
is
to
hereby
decide
complete.
if they should recast the voice actor and re-record the whole game, or if they just release the game
Our
as
patrol
is.
is over. We're withdrawing to...
Yeah.
It's very disconcerting. Because we have been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4, because Kingdom Hearts 4 is supposed to start the new arc in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Like 3 wrapped up
really bad for a
the
minute.
story for the main games. And now we're waiting for 4, because 4 is supposed to start a whole new story arc
Precise
for
and
Kingdom
logical.
Hearts.
But they were using a communications device, weren't they?
Ew,
Yeah.
gross. You're
Which
gross,
begs the
Slugmere.
question,
Why would
how
you
is
do that?
Needhog
You're
able to
icky.
use one when the 3rd Armored
You
Division
Nazi
can't?
racist bastard. You're icky. But that's alright. That's okay, because you're
good to
gonna
see
pump
you
my
guys.
gas someday. Yeah, that's alright. That's okay, because you're gonna pump my gas someday.
Thanks for saving us.
No thanks needed between old friends. Funny. It's only now I've been praying for this day to come, so it brings me more joy than I
Oh,
can...
Gaius,
feel the
you're
same
so
way.
handsome.
When we parted, you put yourself in harm's way to protect a guy.
He's
Thanks
like
for
that
never
dream
giving up
boat
on
that
me,
all the
Gaius.
women are like, oh, he's so handsome. Look at his long, luscious locks.
Of course I'd help you.
He's
No
like
hardship is
Fabio.
too great to endure for the sake of you and our class. As
I
sure as the
can't
wind
believe
blows
it's
on a
not
peaceful
butter.
day, that will never change. Not now, not ever.
That was a little Schwarzenegger, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know what I was doing there. That was weird.
Thanks.
That was weird. You ready for this? Casey got another dog. She just posted it in her Snapchat. And then she found a frog outside. Oh, where'd you find that? That's cute.
That's one less person to worry about.
It brings me joy to see you two safe and sound as well.
Kanye also came out and finally admitted that he fucked around with Jeffree Star, which is apparently what had a underlying lead to him and Kim Kardashian divorcing. So, and it came out and admitted that he had fucked around with his cousin as a kid and all this other stuff. So Kanye basically came out and like was like, yeah, I'm gay. So I don't know what's going on with him right now, but Kanye is a hot fucking mess. And he has been a hot fucking mess for a very, very long, like, time now. And it just seems to be getting worse. But him coming out as gay possibly would explain why he's treated women so badly, because he's remained closeted for so long because of the industry. But, like, I don't know. He's just so crazy. I don't ever know what to think about it. But, the only reason why I know essentially the Jeffree Star rumor was confirmed is because Jeffree Star himself also came out and admitted that, yes, the rumors are true. We did it. Fuck it. Or basically those words in a different order. But he basically came out and said, yes, you guys, you know what? The rumors are real. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So.
The scenery is so relaxing.
No, not Patrick. Jeffree Star is that really gross makeup
gradually being engulfed by the flame.
Yeah. We can't just stand back and allow that to keep
who says gross things. He's gotten in trouble for I don't care how good your makeup is, man.
What do you guys say we talk more while we move?
He's been caught up in so much like scandals and trouble. It's just
I'll guide you over to Lake Lacrima.
That's where Gwyn's cabin is, isn't it?
Yeah, Shane Dawson.
Indeed.
That's that other
We've
makeup kid, right?
For the time being, Elisa and Milliam included.
Or didn't Shane Dawson get in trouble for talking to minors?
Well, that was easy.
Now we know who the other two are. Whew.
So Milliam is okay.
You led them to safety, I'm guessing?
Oh, even if I know the area, they've done far more for me than I have for them.
Milliam?
But you'll see soon enough. I'll show you the fastest route there.
legit. Because I'm legit. Everything can be summed up in one word. Liberty, gnarly. Tesla, gnarly. Fried chicken, gnarly. No yawn. Excuse you, Mr. Mia. It's hot last night, and I have been working non-stop all week. And last night, 2 people didn't even show up for their shift. One of them being our manager. Assistant manager. She didn't even call to tell us that she wasn't coming in. She just didn't show up. She didn't respond to nothing. And then our other employee, we sent her home because she somehow showed up in slippers. So we sent her home to change her shoes, only for her to conveniently lock her keys in the car. Yeah, so it was a shit night last night. And I was doing the job of 3 people, excuse me. I was running orders out to cars, making drinks, and in the kitchen helping make food, which, yeah, it was crazy. So I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna fucking yawn if I wanna yawn. Well, we're all worried about the Jaegers. No, I will do no such thing, and you will not tell me what the fuck to do. I have health problems, bitch. Fuck you. Jackass. It's Sonic. It's a fast food place. It's not fun. It's a horrible company. The crew I work for, except for those 2, are great. I love most of the people we work with, but the company, Sonic is trash. Sonic is a horrible, horrible company to work for. On fast food scale, they're like bottom tier. They don't pay us enough. When I'm working in the kitchen or making drinks, I make $13 an hour. But when I'm forced to deliver food to cars, they knock me down to $9 an hour. And I'm expected to, quote unquote, make tips. Like, bitch, what, are you fucking serious? No. So, I'm gonna get my job back at the amusement park and just go there, because I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. This job is trash. The employees are unreliable. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I don't want to do it anymore. It's not worth it. At least at the amusement park, I was making like $16 an hour and at least for the most part enjoying myself. It did suck being the only adult. So we don't have a window. What it is you pull up to a stall and there's like screens and you order there, or you order at our drive up and then pull up and I have to come out and bring it to you. We don't have a window. So the reason why we get tipped is because I bring you your food on a tray and then give it to you. There's no like you pay, drive up to a window, and I'm standing in a window and handing it to you. But it's still not okay. You realize America's the only place where fucking tipping is a thing, right? Like, it's just a way to keep us cheap, broke, and poor. And like, cut your labor. Like, fucking waiters in any other country make a livable wage. It's just America. Because fuck us. So, that's why I don't work in the food service as far as waiter goes. Because I'm not going to, no, screw you. I deserve to be paid a regular fucking wage because I'm out there busting my ass, taking orders, bringing them their food. I'm the one who gets yelled at when something's wrong because you're in the back. Like, no, screw you. I deserve a fucking... No. No. I deserve more than that. And if you can't afford to, and then if that's the case, if you can't afford to tip, then don't eat out. Like, don't eat out. You know that that server is living off that tip, and you're not gonna tip, or you're gonna tip like $2. Screw you. Then don't eat out, because you clearly can't afford it. All right. Well, Pierce, Lugnir, and Bolts. Thank you 3 for coming out and hanging out with me finally. Today, it was nice to have you. Sorry you were up all night, Lugnir. Hope the kid is okay. Thank you, Pierce. It's nice to see you. You don't get to come often, so it's great to have you when you can. And thank you, Bolts, for making time despite your crazy schedule. It was nice to, as always, nice to have you. But I will be back tonight, guys, with some more trails Monday. Tune in Wednesday night around 6:30 to see me play some Claire Obscure. Until then, everybody, have a great night. I'll see you all later.